Okay, hang on. Real talk. There's a point of this we didn't discuss. What is your guys' rock, paper, scissors strategy? This is actually important.
Always rock. Always rock.
Dude, always scissors. I actually, oh, it was fucking amazing.
I will tell you, I will play rock, paper, scissors in real life with you. I will tell you I'm going rock. You think I'm playing a mind game? No, I'm just telling you. I'm being
I'll
honest.
tell you the real strat. This is actually based on
Yeah,
like
thank you.
a study. Do you know the strat? Yeah, the real strat is that most people, if they lose, they go up in power. So
Yeah.
if you win, you're supposed to go down in power.
Yeah.
That's the true strat.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I think that's rule number one. I don't know. I forget most of what I know about rock, paper, scissors, but there's a lot out there. Okay, so we're doing rock, paper, scissors still. Open paper, like the fucking champ I am. Always submit second, always submit second. Paper again. Just keep papering. Yeah, people tend to like sticking to something. Rock again. I guess we're doing it to BO5, even though it says in the rules it's BO3. Big scissors. This is intense. I think I'll go to scissors. Good. Nice. Okay. Smashed, absolutely fucking obliterated, so now we get our choice. So here is his Teemo Jinx. Full burn. Old style full burn. Then he's on full like weird They Who Endure Wraith color deck. That's interesting. It's very, very interesting. With Ruinations, They Who Endure. It's like semi-control, literally just like, that's a weird one. I kind of don't want to play around against that list, actually. I'm like kind of scared of that. And then he's got a pretty standard like Bannerman. I think it should be this one, should be. No, sorry, this is elusive, like kind of elusive. Kinko with Demacia Splash, which is interesting. 2 scouts, wow, okay. Kinko with Demacia Splash, and it is Kinko, right? Oh, no, he's not using Wayfinder. It's just like, yeah, it's another old school list. Basically just Kinko with a different splash. Okay. So he banned first. He bans Iceborne Spiders. I think I do just ban Hecarim Freljord. I don't know, it's kind of a wild card. I look at this and I'm a little scared of this. Like my decks are a bit vulnerable to Ruination. I just want to ban his Demacia. I don't know, I actually feel like my Demacia, both of my decks are favored against his Demacia. Okay. Because he's going first, he's incentivized to pick his aggro deck, which creates an interesting asymmetry, because now I'm thinking, okay, he's probably playing aggro, so I should play the one that's a bit better against aggro. If he's just thinking on, like, they call it, like, level 1 thinking. I don't know. He banned my Iceborne Spiders. That's pretty surprising. But now I'm good. So now, we're gonna see which one of his decks he's playing here. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I think picking Bannerman is going to be fine here either way. So he's running like Keeper Butcher. It's full Allegiance with Sentry Splash, which is a little weird.
Round 1, fight.
As much as I like Protege, I want a 1-drop. I want Bird really badly. This deck really, really needs to have Bird in the opener. We do have Zed, but we're not attacking odds, and Brightsteel is kind of bad in the opener. I mean, Brightsteel is like nightmare fuel in the opener. We're going to be playing this game with like just one less card.
Did it move? I must get out of here.
Generally speaking, in tournaments, you don't want to play fast. It just gives them weird reads for no reason. Like, if I snap this, then he might be thinking that I don't have a second option or something like that. It often won't matter, and obviously this is like not a high prize pool tournament, but I want to practice tryharding.
Feel the sizzle!
It's like, it's good habits, you know? So what are the scare cards here? I don't know, Keeper Butcher combo is really scary. It's kind of interesting. I want to open attack with Zed. I think I don't block this, so I need to keep my War Chefs a little healthier. Because I don't want him to be able to like block my War Chefs with Mist Wraith and kill it.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
I also enable Black Spear for no reason. He's running 2 Black Spear. And Black Spear post nerf just feels bad, right? So this is a pretty interesting decision point. I think it's insanely greedy to wait to play the Bannerman beyond this. I think I just snap it now. So you think like what the counterplays are. I mean, he doesn't have the box on Zed. He has a kind of hard time killing Zed. It's like the Black Spear can't kill it this turn because it's going to go to 4 health with Bannerman and War Chefs, which is huge. He can't. Can he punish this open development? He's going to be playing Wraithcaller, which will likely threaten my War Chefs. My War Chefs is safe right now if I just attack right now. The one thing is he does get the ability to Black Spear my Zed. Black Spear is not a valuable card. I'm going to play Bannerman now.
Safeguard our citizens!
I want to protect the Zed. That's a close one. It's like my attack gets devalued because he's playing Wraithcaller here, and it means like the War Chefs will often be traded away. But this is a really, really high pressure attack, and the Zed is outside of Black Spear range, which is pretty important.
You have to get me out of here!
It's not like it's a terrible trade against Wraithcaller. It's basically, this is like the high tempo play. And you can't really greed future value on this Bannerman with this hand. Like if I had a hand that was like more 1s and 2s, then maybe I could like open attack and then slow play set up the swarm into Bannerman. But this hand, the Bannerman doesn't really get better.
I'll spot him.
So I just kind of want to do this. I think this is a fairly nuts Garen. The one problem is it doesn't give me the ability to protect my Zed. I think it's
For king and country.
gonna be okay here. We also have 2 Garens, which is pretty interesting on the Judgment. So he does it when we're tapped out for single combat. The thing is, his attack is like generally speaking devalued here. If he open attacks with Spider, that means he's trying to enable a Black Spear and I'll let it through. Oh wait, he already enabled Black Spear. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got the Fleet Feather Tracker. If we draw something into it, then we get a free attack. That's a pretty good draw. That gives us Tracker into Lancer, and then we can attack with this 4-1. Right now the 4-1 doesn't really have an attack. We're banking 1 mana, which, I mean, if we develop in this way, then we lose the ability to play into combat tricks. He's running 2 boxes. Although this is kind of a shitty box. He kills Tracker and damages Lancer, but that's like it's kind of shitty in both ways. He's got Ruination. Obviously can't play here. I mean, it's challengers. I have to develop before attacking. It's kind of insane not to, right?
Lady Elise, where are you?
I don't think that represents anything specific.
We weren't expecting callers.
So he's running 2 Chroniclers. I think he top decked that Keeper, if I saw correctly. He hasn't used a Vile Feast yet. 2 Vile Feast, wow.
Break their ranks.
I'm gonna my 4-1 just kind of can't attack here, I think. There's just no way for it to. What I could do is I could keep my 2-1 on the board. I mean, killing 1-1s doesn't really do much. So what I could do instead is I can just leave this back and do an attack like this. I think this is better. The only job of my Lancer is to attack and survive. And like, just kind of killing off more 1-1s does almost nothing. In fact, if anything, it kind of might make his They Who Endure a bit better. Because the thing about Dehu Endure is like it's a strange card where you do want to play it. You want to play it early, but
Stay resolute.
like you need a lot of things to die. He just sacrificed the Hapless instead, or he sacrificed the Spider instead of the Hapless, which means this is Ruination. It's the only thing it could possibly be. And of course, that means if we single combat, he loses the Abomination, which is pretty big. It also means we can level up the Garen in our hand, so that the next Garen we play is flipped, which is gigantic. Not value single combat. I've never seen a single combat hit higher value than this. He gets a 1-1, but he doesn't even get an attack with it, because of course we've got Garen, I think. We're going to turn 8. Formation is going to be a huge auto win unless he has like second Ruination, which he only runs 2. I mean, isn't it just better to play Cithria here? No reason to play Garen yet, right?
It's a long path to get here.
Because we could draw something that makes us want to curve without barrier. So the question is, do we keep barrier up? Keeping barrier up is much safer. He will have the ability to use the box. Playing Zed and Garen is extremely vulnerable to the box. Cithria will boost Zed to 3 HP, and then Garen could get like box blocked and killed. I need to play the Garen this turn, and we should do it before the attack. So I think it's a pretty easy open with Garen. And then I think depending on what he plays, I might just attack and instead of playing Zed. I mean, in theory, it could be a second Ruination here. I wouldn't really mind that, to be perfectly honest. If he passes back to me, that could be a tell he has it in hand already. So there's Dehu Endure, which is pretty scary already at a 10-10. I mean, we can generate another token, but it's not going to do too much here. Mostly, we're just looking to get good value out of Bright Steel formation. So I think that's exactly what we do, right? I think at this point, if he has second Ruination, he wins.
Without a sound.
And I'm very willing to take that wager. It's a necessary open attack. I mean, we're just short, man. So it's like, if we block with something here, we're down to 12. He's running 3 atrocities. As long as we can play out of that range, we're good. I think I sacrificed my Garen.
Hold fast.
I think I sacrificed Garen here, and then I play Bright Steel and attack, and then I open attack, and then we win. Game's on a clock. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. We have to basically make that bet. So I don't think there's a win condition anymore. It should be at 0%. Top deck something that beats the second Dehu Endure, but I don't think that'll make a difference.
I'll do my best.
I can't imagine it would.
Your life is a bird.
These old eyes still see far and near.
It's kind of hard for top decks to do anything at this point. He's only running Ruination as a 2F. Yeah, it's just a 2F. Huh. It's basically I can turn my barrier into a 5-2.
I'm basically.
I think with this hand I actually have to do this. Try this. Or sorry, a 2-2. I don't think there's a draw that actually is like gives me a better better card. I guess this one. Yeah, the barrier's not worth using there. I don't know. I don't think it matters what we do. I might just have to purify this.
Whoa! Hey!
Yeah, the 2 Ruinations is really, really, really hard there. I don't know, man. We could have avoided playing the Brightsteel Protector. I don't know, attacking there without playing the Protector kind of feels a bit bad. But it might have just been like a fine, safe play. I don't know. He could have just been on a brick box for the past like 7 turns that he just plays now.
Break their spirits and their swords. I demand satisfaction.
He could easily be on like a double Atrocity hand or something useless. What the hell could that possibly be? That literally, I think, has to be Vile Feast. I think there's no other card that could possibly be in his deck. Right?
This is my opponent.
So you hope he's on like the 2 Atrocity hand or something like that.
My shield is yours.
I mean, his deck can be chunky. Like, his big downside is he can have a lot of cards like Atrocities and stuff that are just completely useless.
Honor guide
I
me.
can't really accelerate this, so I need to save my single combat. Third donation. He's only running 2. He's on Vile Feast that he already used, and it's the same one that he had. I don't think he has the Vile Feast, so it's still better to do this.
So many years, so much misery.
So the odds of him having Atrocity are very literally like 90 fucking high %. So he'll use the Atrocity to pop the Keeper top deck. The odds of him being on Butcher is really high, actually. He's running 3 butchers. Fuck, Jesus Christ. This is kind of bad. I think I have to attack right now.
Protect and strike.
I can't let him get value out of this butcher. I think he literally, he basically has to have butcher. Butcher and atrocity are like, I mean, he has so few real brick opportunities. We just need to hope our top decks are better, basically. Could be more boxes. He only runs 2. So if I let this through, he'll win with atrocity.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Do you play around Protector here? The only reason to atrocity the Zed right now is to play around Protector. Super good for him. I mean, dude, it's just gonna be on top decks, right? It's so far for his top decks to not be ahead of mine. I mean, he's already blown 2 They Who Endures, I guess. When we go in, he'll atrocity for one of our units, I think, at that point.
Shadow
It's a top deck.
You're covered.
He might literally just atrocity this one into my Nexus.
I demand support. Fair.
I mean, if he's got double atrocity, which definitely he could have, he might just start here. You might do this even if you only had 1, honestly. I mean, it'll likely be second atrocity here. Shouldn't matter what we do here.
Shield up.
This will not take long.
We're down 1 game. I don't know. Bryce still protects him rather than just too aggressive. Because, I mean, obviously, the odds of him having both ruinations are really, really, really low. So, I'm going first in the second game. And yeah, all he has to do is get 1 win against either of my other 2 decks with his Teemo Jinx Burn deck. It looks very, very similar to the one I was playing before. But he's running the Decimate on top of Jinx. When I added Jinx to the list, I replaced some amount of Decimate with it. Not all of them.
Round 2. Fight.
Hopefully I'll have a better hand this time. I don't know, this deck has kind of like a early nut draw, but it's sort of a rare nut draw too. It's like, when you have Fleet for the Tracker, the difference of like quality of games when you draw Tracker on turn 1 versus when you don't is kind of crazy. It's like a deck that really needs a 1-drop, but only runs 1 of them. I mean, you could argue that running like some amount of Cithria the Bolt is a good idea. I have to run this here.
You're covered.
I'll do better this time.
I'll stop you.
Better run.
He's not running anything weird. Please update your decks on the page. I update all my decks.
Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Let's make it deep.
Only the worthy survive.
I can't think of a reason to attack here, right? There isn't one.
Shadows cut deep as any weapon.
No replay.
I'll have a pretty good open attack.
Okay, ready. Light the fuse.
Shield up.
Usually it's like, yeah, something to threaten the Zed. I mean, you're kind of like forced into some weird race position here. Second Mystic's good. There's a few things that are good here, actually. He's not using the version that runs Static Shock. But I mean, he should have enough like top end burn. I don't think we have like a fast enough way to beat him down here. So it looks like we're dropping our first set. I don't know, I might cut Bright Steel Formation. I haven't been the biggest fan of this card.
Break their spirits and their swords.
We had the ability to play around the second Ruination. Like, it was low odds. We could have put him on it. You can boost those odds up to like 15 or 20.
They follow the wrong master.
Look what you did.
Six is a little low.
Only the worthy survive.
I don't think we can put him on a clock of 2 turns here either. I don't think we can kill him on our next attack, which means we're gonna have to survive for 2 attacks. I mean, single decimate makes him good.
I'll do better this time.
Cut the breath from them.
There's not really hands where I want to target the Disciple, I think, honestly. Yeah, I kind of don't think that really exists.
I am a true master.
He He wants to damage it from transfusion. Second transfusion, I think, gives him a win. Like, there's no way it doesn't.
Great.
Yeah, there's no way to play around second transfusion. You have to hope he's on, like, I don't know, Mystic Shot plus Teemo or something weird. It just comes down to the top decks with Burn. I don't think you can play this any differently. Knowing your opponent's deck list is basically map hack? No, it's very standard for a lot of card game tournament formats.
Oh, this hurts.
So, at this point in time, our win condition is... Can we open attack? Wow, is that possible? Play around top deck Decimate?
Who does not know the name Laurent?
2 cards.
You won't get past me.
I mean, his last card has to be like... Get excited. I mean, open attack doesn't win this, so I have to ignore Decimate. Cask Salesman is really nasty, but I don't think I can play around it. He's not really on draw cards. I mean, I just have to play my 2 cards and hope he doesn't have it. Try to kill him this turn, I think. It's kind of insane to do anything else. Like, Cask Salesman is nasty, but I can't beat it if he has it. I can't kill him this turn. That's 2 burn, right? If he has Mystic Shot, exactly. I mean, if he uses a Mystic Shot and forces a barrier out on Zed, I'm pretty happy with that. So I think this has to be fine. Dude, burn games are actually so fucking just monk ass. It's just like there's no chance where you can be against a burn deck where you're not like, where there's not at least a chance you'll lose. Sometimes that chance is really high and sometimes that chance is really low.
For the glory of Demacia.
I think his last card is Get Excited. So I think we've won.
Batter him! Fall to our standard. Hardly fair. Aha! Final round. Fight!
It's not really a good Mystic Shot deck. It's like everything... Like, the only thing you can kill with Mystic Shot is, like, Cask Salesman. I think Draven's actually too good to not keep, though. You need some early stabilizers. Nightmare Fuel hands. Right off the bat, we're pretty unfavored. Wow, this is a shit hand, dude. That sucks. Like, you have all kinds of options for early game. I'm running the version with, like, 3 Blade's Edge and everything. Like, even 1 Blade's Edge would make this hand feel good all of a sudden. Man. I sometimes you can... I think this game is actually over. I don't think we can beat Burn with this hand. I think this is straight up GG. I don't think there's a way I can win this game. That sucks.
In position. Boom.
Depending on the matchup, like, sometimes things can be very, like, hand dependent or not. Burn is the kind of deck which is, like, very, very draw dependent because the games are, like, so fast. If you have a bad opener hand, I think you can just lose. It's a tempo matchup? Yeah, exactly.
Time for the main event.
You clicked the wrong deck? Wait, oh. Oh, I see. Like the... I get it. You guys are doing the meme. That's kind of funny. I don't know. I mean, there's a chance he's got a really bad hand, too. Doesn't look like he does, though. I think I have to get excited. The Saboteur, actually.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
That's not a good feeling. Money match me for 1k on Artifact? I'm pretty rusty at Artifact. You'd probably beat me.
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
So, I mean, good transfusion stuff has me pretty much all over here. It's a little rough if he does his good transfusion stuff. I get to pick what to discard. Rumage is actually going to be fairly useful with this hand. Noxian Guillotine, probably not so much.
For the money makers.
Discard Ezreal. I mean, Ezreal's like kind of a slow card, but he at least has some amount of value early on. So yeah, there's the transfusion. I don't think there's anything we can do to play around that. Like, we have to play our odds here. He's got double transfusion. I think that just makes him really ahead. Like, opening hand gets us to like 15%. That's a really, really rough opening hand. And now we're down. I feel like after that exchange, I mean, we are at 8. I guess it kind of could be worse. I mean, it kind of couldn't really be worse, honestly. I don't actually think I want to play Ezreal. I think I'd rather Rummage here. It's like, if I hit Static Shock, that's really premium. If I hit second Mystic Shot, that'll also change my play. Obviously, that's pretty much bottom of our range. I think there's like almost no worse double draw there. Man, that kind of sucks. What a fun game this is. Well, I mean, it's a big low roll. I think that, like, people overstate how often, like, big low rolls happen. Like, obviously, it'll happen every once in a while. I don't think we can, you know, really avoid taking this attack. Sometimes he can do some weird, like, Brothers Bond thing there, but I think he's got to feel pretty good no matter what he has. Like, even if his hand is bad, he's ahead enough here, I think.
Of course I'm ready.
So I think I Sentry the 1/1 Boom Crew. That's the one that's going to be doing the most damage here. Because the 1/4 we block with the Chungus, and the 1/1 goes to Jinx, and the Sentry goes to Precious Pet, should be. Okay. Looks good to me, right? I think I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, we are gonna need to, like, kill him fairly fast, but we can't do any weird Mystic shots. Third transfusion, we can't put him on.
Time to go.
His card in hand is fairly likely Get Excited. wants to flip Jinx this turn. I mean, we can't beat it, get excited, I think, right? I think there's no way. Like, the one thing is, like, you could play Ezreal and quote-unquote bait it into Ezreal. So we need to hope he draws 2 units so that we can open attack with Ezreal and then chain double Mystic Shot to kill her, basically. I think is the only thing we can do. Yeah, out of the 20, or do you get another chance? If I lose this, then, I mean, it's a Swiss round, so I have 1 loss on my record. I'm not out after that, no. So if he drew both units and I open attack here, then we technically have a chance. Although, obviously, it's a really low chance. Since we're at 3 health against this. I mean, it can't make any sense to, like, pre-commit any option. It's just, he needs to have drawn 2 units. They need to be kind of, like, useless units. And then I, like, double Mystic Shot. Like, the attack goes through, he plays a unit. I double Mystic Shot the Jinx on the same stack. And, you know, he can't save the Jinx. He can't get the Rocket. He plays second unit. And then I Static Shock to kill the Boomka Rookie. We're stable and we're good. But that's only if he drew 2 units, which is, like, pretty unlikely. If he drew, like, even basically 1 spell, any spell in the game, he's good. Like, yeah, I think if you drew literally any spell, or even, like, combinations of units that involve, like, Legion Grenadier or something, he just has a 1 game.
Let me show you what I can do.
I mean, there's no card that doesn't flip the Jinx, so I have to double Mystic Shot the Jinx. This threatens 2.
Charge!
Got me.
What's a spell he could play that could force me into a blocker? It's probably not enough. I think the Draven here is just the safer play. Kind of has to be. There could be some weird stuff. And Draven should represent lethal with axes anyway. I mean, obviously, we're just at the mercy of top decks here. Top deck Decimate wins. We're good against stuff like Get Excited. Top deck Mystic Shot quite sadly wins. Top deck Transfusion wins. It's pretty close. Hilariously enough, we're good against Cask Salesman, aren't we? I mean, if he's roping here, I think we're likely good.
I can do this.
So it's just like a pretty simple Static Shock, flip the Ezreal, and you're good, right? Okay. So we're 2-0 right now.
Check me out. Don't mind me.
Easiest win of your career?
This is gonna hurt for you.
Yeah, this was pretty easy, actually. Just making sure I'm not doing anything really stupid.
Better run.
Okay, so we beat Croc Croc was the one who eliminated us from the one. 3 weeks ago? Yeah, it's the one before last. That's a really good set.